I am coming to you with season 3, episode 2 of This Is Us. And it's pretty good. Excuse me, I'm a little tired. So it's pretty good. I'm getting caught up. I'm so excited. So, yeah, the new episode comes on tonight. So I probably won't do a review on that until Thursday because I'm a little bit behind. But I am getting caught up on all my shows this week, and probably the beginning of next week I should be caught up on everything. So this episode was about, okay, so it starts off with, I thought it was going to start off with how it ended last week with Jack seeing Rebecca kissing that man, but they just dropped a whole new episode in there. So this episode starts off with kind of picking up from where Jack had died. So they're in this place, and Rebecca pulls out 2 cups, because she did, it's just something she did out of habit. So she pulls down 2 cups and everything, and of course Jack is not there to drink the coffee with her. But Randall comes down, and she tells Randall, want some coffee, and then she says, and she gives him his letter for Howard, and she tells them, usually it doesn't weigh 3 pounds of rejection. So he did get into Howard University, and he's super excited about that. So then Kate comes down, and she tells her, Randall got into Howard, and of course Kate is excited for him. And then she goes, Rebecca says, and oh no, Randall tells her, you'll be getting into Berkeley, or Rebecca. And Kate goes and gets a Pop-Tart or whatever, and she doesn't say anything. And so they watched. She was like, we're out of Pop-Tarts. So you could see that she's picking up weight right then. So then Randall, then they show Randall coming to pick up the girls, as they go flash forward to the future, and Randall is picking up his girls and everything, they both have, his biological daughters both have something to do. So Deja's the only one that doesn't have anything to do, and she's like, don't make this a big deal. So he just talks to her, and she says she missed Steffi, like she was on the drill team at her school, so she misses that. She misses her drill team because the other 2 girls, they have something else that they need to. They have something at school that they can participate in, and Deja doesn't. So then we go to Kevin, who is at the movie theater, and on one side of him, Kate is there crying, and on the other side of him, his dad is there, and he's sleeping. And then he kind of jostles out of his sleep. He comes up out of his sleep, so we know he was just dreaming that. And in bed with him is Zoe. And at this point, he was telling her he was thinking about inviting her to the movie premiere, and she was like, no, that's too serious or whatever, and she wants to keep this light. And he's like, yeah, even though he kind of is wanting a relationship with her, he's just gonna take what he can get. So she's a bit standoffish. She just wants to keep it light. So then we see Beth and Randall talk about, I like that they have Beth and Randall having their little couple moment. Like, it shows a good marriage. I like it. But they're talking, and he tells Beth that he's wanting to take Deja to the rec because Sky is there, and Sky is a young lady that's Deja's age and everything, and he wants her to make a friend. So then we go to Kate and Toby. So they're in the car, and Toby's kind of fidgety, and Kate is like, chill out. And but you could tell something's wrong with Toby. And remember last week he got off his meds or whatever. So yeah, that's probably what's wrong with him. So then they start talking about the IVF, and they decide they don't want to tell Kate's parents because they don't want that pressure. So they both agree not to tell. So then we see William is on this season, and he is sitting there. It's a younger version of William, and he's sitting there outside of his building and everything, and someone gets off the bus, and she has a baby, and she clearly needs help, but she doesn't want to ask him for help. She just tells him to leave her alone or whatever. And sometimes as a woman, you do tell men that they might want to help, but you don't know them. So yeah, she just tells him to leave her alone. And it turns out to be the mother, who is Chi-Chi, and who is the mother of Sky, and Sky is the little girl that Deja is gonna play. Randall is trying to hook up on a little play date, even though it's just too old for play dates. So Randall sees the rec center, and so he's looking around, and Deja's going and she's playing with Sky because Sky is part of a step, and so Deja was in drill team, so of course that's similar. So she enjoys that. And so Randall's looking around, and he's like, man, this rec center is pretty, it needs help. So he wants to go and talk to city councilmen to see about fixing it up. So so then we go flashback. We go have a flashback, and Randall calls Miss Yvette, and he lets them know that he got into HU, and they're super excited for him, and they're telling him, come over tonight. We're gonna grill, and I'm gonna make my fried okra and stuff. And he's like, okay, cause it's a black university and everything, and that is kind of like his it's his connection to, I guess, the black community, if you would say, because and they were that for him. So they go and see this house. Now they're still in the flashback. So Rebecca, a young Randall, Kate, and Kevin go and see this house. And as they're going through seeing this house or whatever, the woman talks about how many rooms there are. And Kevin is like, Rebecca is like, well, we don't need that many rooms. Randall and Kevin can share because Randall's going to be leaving soon, because he got into HU. And Rebecca probably won't be there long because she's going to get into Berkeley. And Rebecca's like, no, because I didn't apply. And so, of course, they're like, what? Why did you apply? She was like, she didn't send in her audition tape. And Kevin just doesn't care. And so Rebecca's, the woman, the realtor is just like awkward. So she tells them something about the backyard being so huge. And so Rebecca's like, oh, that's nice. And she kind of faints away with the realtor. And Kevin is walking by, and Randall's like, are you drunk? And he is. He's lit. So yeah. So Toby is having withdrawals. So we see Toby in the bathroom, and he is starting to have withdrawals. But he's trying to hide it. So he's looking it up on the internet, like the symptoms of his withdrawals and everything. So then Miguel comes out because they're getting ready to go to the premiere. So Rebecca and Miguel came over to Toby's place, and they're getting ready to go, and Miguel was like, oh, I'm just going to give me a snack. So he sees a pudding, and Kate looks at Toby, and he's like, no, Miguel. And Miguel was like, no, I love these. And he drops it, and when he drops it, the needle and everything falls out, and Toby's like, I'm a heroin addict. But yeah, so they find out it's the IVF. So then we flash back, and William is in his apartment, and he can hear the baby crying. He hears baby Sky crying. So he goes and he knocks on Chi-Chi's door, and she was like, it's just so hot, the baby's crying. And he was like, I made too much dinner. Would you come and, want to have dinner with me? So she goes over to William's house, and, she just tells him her life story about she got married young, and her husband died before they can come to the, the U.S. And so she came on her own. And so he invites her to the rec center and everything. And she allows him to hold Sky. And she tells him he's a natural, and it's just a nice moment because he did want his son or whatever, but life happens, and so he moved on. So Rebecca, throughout the episode, the flashback, so we're flashing back again. Throughout the episode, we hear this conversation between Rebecca and Jack. So she's outside, and she's looking in the garden, and she can hear Jack telling her, you can make pesto. And she was like, when do you ever eat pesto? And so Randall comes out, the young Randall, and he's like, where are you? And she was like, I'm right here, whatever. And he just tells her, he was like, you are not doing a great job. You told us everything was going to be okay, and everything is not okay. Kate's weight is ballooning. Kevin is drunk. You're not even present. And, he just lays into her or whatnot. So, yeah, he's mad at her. So Then we go flash forward. So now Miguel, Rebecca, Kate, and Toby are in the car. And Rebecca is just going in because she knows someone who had IVF done before. So she is just pretty much going in about everything she knows about it. About this about it being done or whatever. So they're trying to they're trying not to say too much to her, but she just keeps going on and just is so concerned about Kate and her weight and trying to have a baby with IVF, and she just keeps going. And you know how sometimes you don't want to hear it. It's like, this is our decision. We didn't ask for your permission to do it, and we really didn't want you to know. So so that is that. So then we find Randall, who has went to see Councilman Brown, who because of the rec center, because the rec center is falling apart. So Randall went to see him to try to get him to do something, and Councilman Brown has pretty much sold out. And I didn't like the way he did Randall talk about, well, you could have a whole paragraph, and I was like, I don't get it. But anyways, Randall talks to him, and Councilman Brown pretty much sold out. Everything his dad was about, he is not about. And so, but he promises Randall that he'll get a maintenance crew there to work on the rec center. And Randall was like, I'm gonna hold you to it. He was like, yep, I promise. So then we see Kevin gets a package, and there's wine in it. And so he flashes back to when he first started drinking, which was after his dad died. And he was on the football field, and he was just drinking, and he was thinking about how proud his dad was of him when he would play football and everything. So you kind of get a backstory on, his drinking and everything. So it's not like this is just something new that's come along. It really came along after his dad passed. So then Rebecca, Toby, Miguel, and Kate make it to Kevin's house. And they come in, and Toby was like, oh my gosh, well, watch out. And so they're arguing, they're fussing, and emotions are running high because Rebecca and Kate are now going at it. And Kate makes the statement that she's the only one that's going to keep dad's spirit alive, or dad alive, with her child or whatever. Pass along dad. And Kevin is like, excuse me? What do you mean by that? And she was like, come on, Kevin. And sometimes people can say rude stuff. Like the same way Rebecca was being rude to Kate is the same way that Kate kind of said something that was rude or whatever. But it is what it is. So they're just going at it. Rebecca and Kate are just going at it. Kevin's over there with his feelings hurt. Miguel is just being quiet, trying to stay out of the way. And so Toby, he's off his meds, and he's shaking and tweaking and stuff, and he's just like, shut up. And he tells Rebecca, like, this is not your decision. This is our decision. It has nothing to do with you, pretty much. And he might have been, he might not have should have yelled at her, but what he was saying was the truth. It's not your decision. Like, you can be worried, you can be concerned, but it's not your decision at the end of the day. So then we see Deja practicing with Sky, and then and Randall is waiting on the maintenance men to come. Child, he's not coming. So then we see a flashback to William in the rec center when it was nicer or whatever, and he just says how the rec center just saved him because he met his family there, and then he was talking about Chi-Chi and how she let him hold the baby, and he was just happy. So Randall has all these mixed emotions and everything, just thinking about his dad, which is why the rec center is so important to him. So then we flash back, and Randall is apologizing to Rebecca for what he said earlier, because he was kind of rude, telling her she wasn't there, and she just let him know it was hard for her. Like, she was like, it's bad, but I barely have enough energy to get out of bed, and I know I should do better, but I just don't have it in me, because Jack was everything to her. She loved her kids, but that was like who she was gonna grow old with. Like that's why when kids are upset about their parents getting remarried and stuff, like they have to have some. Like you want to go on and meet someone, let your parents be happy. But anyways, so he apologized to her, and she just explained to him like everything she was going through. And she told him like she sometimes wonders like if they had went ahead and moved into the house that her dad, that Jack had showed her, maybe that would, the fire and everything wouldn't have happened. And so anyways, Randall goes ahead and goes to Yvette's because she tells him to go and enjoy himself, celebrate going to college with his friends. So he goes on, and she just is, she just thinking about Jack and everything. So then they go to the premiere, Kevin's premiere, because this is all building up because Kevin's movie is premiering. And Kevin is sad, and he tells Kate his dad never saw him act, and he would have like his dad was the only person that took him seriously. He was like, and Kate's comment cut him because it's like no one takes him seriously. They just all look at him like this pretty boy, and that's it. And so he remembered getting drunk on the football field and then walking into the auditorium and, being drunk, and he just wanted to hear the cheers of the crowd and everything. And he just wanted his dad to, see him in a serious role and, So then, so then they move on, and Kate is freaking out because Toby left. When he blew up at Rebecca, he left, and Kate is like, I don't know where he is. He's supposed to give me my shot. And so Rebecca is like, do you have your shot with you? And Kate says yes. So they go into the bathroom, and Rebecca just tells Kate, when you have children, you understand that you don't want something happening to your children, or whatever. They had just a nice moment where Rebecca explained, her concerns. She just doesn't want anything happening to Kate. That's all it is. And she was wrong. Maybe her delivery was wrong, but the care and the, it was, it's there. Her heart, her love and everything is there. So Rebecca gives Kate the shot and everything. So they have that moment. So they're on the red carpet for Kevin's premiere, and Zoe sees him, and they're asking him, who's there with you? And he's like, oh, my family and everything. And they were like, what about a special lady? And he was like, no, I don't have, a special lady. And Zoe is kind of feeling a little something. So she sends Kevin a text message that says, pick me up at Terminal 4. This is when my flight comes in. And don't be late because she hates lateness. And so he gets the message, and that makes him happy because it's like she gives him, they're moving somewhere, because she wouldn't even let him take her to the airport. She wanted it to be so light and casual and not boyfriend or girlfriend. But now she's like, I want to see you when I make it in or whatever. So that she gave him a little something. So Toby comes up, and Kate is like, are you okay? But she knows something is not right with Toby. And I'm just sad that that this will be the storyline for him about being off his meds and everything, especially with them trying to get pregnant. And I know why he's doing that, because he's thinking his sperm count. I'm just sad that that's going to be the storyline, but it does make a good episode of This Is Us, so I'm looking forward to that as well. But Kate is concerned about Toby because she sees like something's off with him, and because she's never seen him explode like that. So, but he tells her everything's okay. Excuse me. So then we flash back, and they show Randall deciding to stay home from college because he went to the premiere. He went to his party, his HU party at Miss Yvette's, and he saw them two dancing, and he realized his mom needed him. So he's decided to take that semester off from HU or whatever to stay home. And then we flash forward, and they're all getting in their seats, getting ready for the premiere. And Kevin comes up and talks to Randall, and he's telling Randall that, before that, Randall's just telling his wife Beth that he just doesn't fit in because that night Chi-Chi had told him, you're so much like your father, but the whole time we were there in the rec center, but all you saw was problems and everything. And it's almost like Randall doesn't fit in anywhere. All these years and he still doesn't fit in anywhere. He has a family. He fits in with his family, but like his girls, his wife and everything, but he wants to fit in somewhere. And so he's just finished telling Beth this. And then here comes Kevin and he tells him, Randall's asking him how was everything, and Kevin was like, "Ooh, you better be glad you missed this because it was a mess." And so he's telling him what all went down, and he was like, Toby blew up at Mom, and Kate says she was the only one that could pass on a piece of Dad, and Randall is just like, whoa. And Kevin is so caught up in his world, he didn't realize what he had, that it had upset Randall. And then Randall said, wait, she said she was the only one that could pass on a piece of Dad. And then it was like Kevin kind of saw that he had upset Randall, but the movie was starting, so it was like you see it. He saw it, but I don't think he really registered what had happened. And so Randall looks down, and Kate's waving and stuff, and Randall's just like, dang. Because he keeps trying to be a part. He's a part of the family, but it's always like he's not quite there. Like growing up, him and Kevin had such a hard time, and now it's like they're starting to get along. And here goes Kate making that statement like, well, I got kids, and I'm supposed to be a brother, you know what I mean? And it's just like, dang. And I don't know. So that was This Is Us as far as the review. The recap. As far as the review, I thought it was a good episode. Excuse me. Y'all know my sinus. I thought it was a good episode. And it just kind of moved us a little bit along, and everything. As far as in the future, because they went steps back in the flashbacks. They went backwards. I'm like, wait a minute, we have moved past this. Well, not moved past it because they never really did it, but I'm like, okay, let's go backwards. I really wanted to see what was going on with Rebecca and the guy that showed up, but okay, we'll do this one. But I want to see how this is all going to play out with Randall, because it's like, I don't know. He has the family, he has the wife, he has the kids, but he's always searching for something else. So we'll see how all of that plays out. So that was This Is Us. Oh, I can't wait to see what happens with Zoe and Kevin. After Beth said that last week, I don't know if I want them together now. Because I thought they were cute at first, but now I'm like, I don't want her hurting Kevin. So I don't know. And then Toby, I'm sad that that's gonna be the whole thing that goes down with Toby about his meds and everything. But I want to see how they write it all out, and for that. So there's a lot of drama brewing on This Is Us. There's a lot of drama brewing, so we'll see how this all plays out. I hope you guys have a great night. I'll catch up on episode 3 tomorrow of This Is Us, and then the episode that just came on tonight, episode 4, I will do that on Thursday night. So we'll be all caught up with This Is Us, and then the next week we'll be up to date, and I'm so excited about that. All right. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I will see you later. Let me know what you think in the comments.